Hey everyone, I am pretty sure you have wondered once while learning programming that in programming we talk about strings, we talk about arrays, we talk about data structures, we talk about all this. Our discussions revolve around this, but none of these build real world applications, nor a website, nor an app, nothing else. So the question is, how do these real life examples of a website or an app are built? So in this video, I will take you a step forward towards the development world. This video is on a very crucial topic of Java, which is multi-threading, a core Java backend concept which we will learn in this video. Multi-threading is all about threads. Let's break down the word multi and threading separately and discuss about threads first. So you guys are already familiar with threads. While using your any web browser, you download anything, mostly you download anything and you open a new tab, and then either you scroll something or watch a YouTube video or anything else. So this is a concept where you are allowed, your browser is allowing you to perform another task while downloading one task. So this is something that your browser is giving a particular downloading task to one thread and the other thread, and using other thread to keep you engaged in anything else, like watching a YouTube video. Now basically a thread is a single executable sequence or a part of a huge program. All the programming you have done until now, either you have created an simple programs of calculator, you have learned working with arrays, or you have learned creating linked list or anything else, it will use only one thread, which will be the main thread, the main method, which will execute automatically when you run the program. But Java lets you create more than the main thread, more than one threads in your program. And there are many more examples of where the threads are used, like the gaming, some of the gaming programs uses multiple threads to handle different parts of the game and to improve the overall responsiveness of the game. A GUI based program always uses two threads, one for the main running the main program logic, and the other thread for handling the keyboard and mouse inputs, or the input you are taking from the user. Indeed, our own JVM, Java Virtual Machine, uses threads, multiple threads. Now that was, you can say, the use cases or the usage of threads. But for deeply understanding the threads, I firstly want you guys to understand some of the basic terminologies of related to computer science, which are, let me adjust the mic first. We can do like this. CPU. Now what is CPU? Often referred as usually the brain of the computer, which is responsible for taking some input output tasks, taking some input and providing some outputs, or performing some arithmetic or logical tasks. See, simply this is the purpose of CPU. Now what is inside the CPU? What is inside the CPU are cores, which are the unit of the CPU which handles these all processes within the CPU. Now the modern CPUs allows you have multiple cores, which allows you to perform multiple tasks in a better way, in an optimal way. For suppose a simple example, if you have to play music and write an assignment by on your Word, okay, so if you have two cores PC, one core will involve in playing music and the other core will involve in writing the document. This was a simple example, but nowadays modern CPUs have 4 cores, or either higher CPUs have, high budget CPUs have 8 cores. If you guys are somehow have knowledge of buying laptops or PCs, then we always check the GPU or the processing speed of a processor in gigahertz, that i5 processor usually have 1.5 to something related to 2 gigahertz speed, and the i7 processor usually had 2.5 to 3 gigahertz of speed. I guess I am right. So but now what we see is cores. Some CPU have 4 cores, and some high budget CPUs are of 8 cores, having 8 cores. So this is the importance of core, which we can say is a simpler unit, a smallest unit which performs the execution or the processes within CPU. Now after the core, what other term is, what is a program? A program is a set of instructions written in any language, high level, low level language, which tells the computer what it has to do, what it should do, simply. Now after program there is anything process, the other thing. Why my name, it's looking like a letter. Process is a smaller, simpler part of a program, we can say. Okay, now what is next to the process is a thread. Now a thread is the smallest unit or executable part of a program. A process can have multiple threads and perform it. A program is equals to multiple processes, and a process has multiple threads in it, right, which performs tasks of any program or in any program. Okay, cool. Now one other terminology is multitasking. I guess you all already know what the multitasking is. Doing different things, like you can either watch a movie while downloading anything in your PC, or you can read a book, right? One multitasking I usually do when I wake up is I go to toilet and scroll reels. That was a very shitty example. But this is what multitasking is. Now another term related to this is multi-threading, which is also the topic of today's video. Now what is multi-threading? It is simply if a task uses one thread, and multiple task uses multiple thread. If a task is using one thread, and even one task can use multiple threads to perform it in a better way, right? Got it? You are getting the point? One task can use multiple threads for optimized performance. This is what multi-threading means. Okay, if we want to use multi-threading, so it is the part of java.lang, and there are two ways of doing multi-threading in Java. One is using Runnable interface, and other is using extend class. Now we will move towards our code editor to see its example. Let us open our IntelliJ IDEA. So what we will simply do is remove all this. Now in this, remember one thing, this is not a detailed video about multi-threading. This is just one of the basic video which you should know to give a simpler concept of multi-threading. And in this video we will talk about implementing multi-threading through extending classes. The other method of Runnable we will talk about in the next video. Okay, now let's move towards one of the code example, which is firstly we have to create a class. We suppose what we have taken example from the starting of the video of like one doing two threads. One is of downloading anything and the other thread of playing music or something. We can create a class named download, which will extends towards thread. These both are built in. Noticed one thing, thread is inside java.lang, which I told to you guys earlier. Now what you will simply do is public void run. So basically this is an overriding method. Overriding and overloading, these are two concepts of OOPS, object oriented, which we will discuss very soon. Here I can shout something like your file is being downloaded, loaded ... Okay, now coming out of this class, creating another class or another thread of music class, which will extends to again a thread which is in java.lang, and again adding an override method, and then shout. We can say playing music and name music as Lagai Lenu Lipstick. Sorry, my bad. Some kind of classy music. I am not getting any name in my mind. One of my favorite track of nowadays. Okay, and then now what we have to do, these two classes were of extend classes. Now we have to create a class which has main method, class main, which is of the name of the file which we are saving. Now here public static void main, the traditional main method. Then you will what you have to do, you have to create an instance or an object of these classes, one object of download class and one object of music class. How you will do it? You will simply, just very simply write download, and then you have to name this by anything, any variable. I am writing this simply as download, and equals to a new is a keyword used for creating any new object, and simply this is how it is done. Again for music I am taking m as variable, and again new for creating new object and music. This is one mistake I have done, is I didn't place is equals to here. Now what next we have to do is, after creating object, we have to access some of the built-in methods like m dot. Now you can see here start, run, get name, get constant, or get priority. This is to set the priorities of, and these are some built-in methods. Start and d dot start. By just simply doing this, you will get these two things printed. Good? Understood? One more thing which I want to share is, if you do like this, thread dot current thread. This will this built-in method will access the current thread and wait for a while, get name. Okay, now here what we have done is we have printed firstly we have printed in the thread class the current thread and access its name. So here in the starting of the video I have told you one thing, that in the main method only one thread we are using, which is the main thread which is set to be a main thread. Now if we do like something here, south, the same thing here, if we just copy and paste these both things, copy, paste it here and paste this here, come back. After this we are doing d dot start and m dot not run start, m dot start. What if we run this now? Thread 1, thread 0, the main thread, right? I hope you understand the concept of multi-threading. In this video we will cover some more important or advanced techniques of multi-threading in the next video. Thank you.